I can so easily fall into the need to perform and uphold my own identity. I work in the healthcare industry, and sometimes there are pretty intense situations where people are not doing well. I had this one instance at work. There was someone who was not doing well, and we were all in the room helping out, doing a lot. There was, a lot of intense interventions going on, and in a situation where there could be so much pressure to perform, feeling the weight of the responsibility that's on me, I felt this peace wash over me, and I felt like I got this revelation from God on His sovereignty. And the idea that my actions can't dictate the end result either towards life or life after death. And in this situation, it also just brought a huge sense of peace over me, knowing that He is God and I am not. Essentially what it installed is that my identity is found in God rather than myself and my ability to perform, my ability to do everything right, to go in the direction of perfectionism. In the life of Jesus, He did this many times. We had the time in the desert when He was tempted by the enemy saying, if you're really the Son of God, turn these rocks to bread. And instead of upholding His identity, for proving Himself, for taking on the credit that is not His own, He instead claimed that His identity, His fulfillment, his source of life was found in God and God alone. And He also did it on the cross too, where they said, if you're really the Son of God, send your angels to bring you down from there. And in Him refusing to take on the identity of the world and stick to the identity that was set before Him as the God of the universe to live out His purposes, He ended up saving all of mankind. And although my actions may not have that kind of weight as I am not God, I wonder how often I withhold the aspects of God from other people, from my need to uphold my own identity, my desire to elevate myself, my desire to prove myself, to seek towards perfectionism and gain their approval. I can imagine that some people would think, man, isn't that kind of sad that you don't get any credit for what you do? But I found so much peace in that. My actions are ultimately meant to proclaim the work of God in my life. Finding my identity in Christ is not actually a demotion. In fact, it's the opposite. It leads to a consistent identity that's centered in the truths of Christ, the ones that's not subject to the cultural climate. Life with God is a life to the full, as that verse says, that the life with Jesus is essentially the good life, and that the principles that He tells us to live by are actually for our own good, that the God that created life knows how to do it well. And through finding my identity secure in Jesus Christ, I hope that someday it can work as a ministry to others, where others can see Jesus through me, not because I'm trying to elevate myself and uphold some sort of identity, but rather reflect the heart of Jesus that they so much desire, but maybe just don't know it yet.